Welcome to the year 2025. So, this episode is scheduled to drop on January 2nd, 2025. So, I want to wish you a happy new year, a successful new year, a wealthy new year, a healthy new year, and a very powerful, like the best year that you've ever had up to this point. And if you're like most of society and most people in the world, either you have set goals or you are in goal setting mode. And likely, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, you've probably already done that because you are driven by goals and you are driven by growth and leveling up. So it's a joy for you to sit down and to plot a course for what you're looking to create and what you're looking to experience in your life, in your business, in your family even. Now, if you've listened to any podcast episodes of the Inner Wealth Podcast, there's a lot on about the creation process. So, and there's also a lot of episodes about creating a vision for your life, having something bigger than and more than just having goals. Okay, goals are good. Having goals, and it's just where it's a arbitrary finish line that temporary, arbitrary, intermediate finish line where for a year, for a timeline, for a finite period of time, you're looking to move the needle from here to here in some aspect of your life. And goals are good, don't get me wrong, but having a vision for your life is even better. And what a vision, the difference between goals and a vision is, goals is just about moving the needle forward. Vision is about understanding and getting clear about the quality of life that you're looking to experience, the lifestyle that you're looking to create, the impact that you're looking to have on society, the impact that you're looking to have on your family, the amount of health. Like, what do you want to feel in your body? How do you want to feel? How do you want to wake up? How do you want to show up? What do you want your day to look like? Like, it goes beyond just goal setting. Creating a vision for your life is about taking a snapshot and almost like documenting the movie of what you want your life to look like, and putting it on paper and having that be a navigational beacon for your energy, for your focus, for your attention, for your efforts, for your intentions, for anything. It's having like this navigational beacon where you can see what you're after when you wake up every single day. And I would encourage you to shift from goal setting to vision creating and vision planning. So hopefully, and especially people on that are loyal listeners of this podcast, loyal watchers of this podcast, if you've worked with me for any period of time and you've done any of my workshops, or maybe you're part of the mastermind or community, if you've done work, you've likely created a vision for your life at some point, and hopefully you still have it brushed up, and hopefully you're using that as an evergreen document. But as we move into 2025, I know you're after something. I know that you want to experience something. I know that you want to experience a healthier, wealthier, more successful, more loving, more impactful lifestyle. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you didn't have this desire, if you didn't have this dream, if you didn't have these intentions and these powerful desires to make life, to enrich in life in every aspect of your life. Like, that's what the listeners of this podcast are all about. It's without the hustle, without the grind. It's learning how to become so powerful that you don't need the hustle or grind. Internally powerful. In the words of Dr. David Hawkins in the book Power versus Force, or Letting Go, or Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, in any of his amazing, amazing works, he talks about shifting from forcing outcomes to attracting outcomes. Forcing being lower levels of the state of consciousness of humanity, and the upper levels, the higher levels, are the attraction. They're more magnetic. It's where you shift from having to go out and do to showing up, and because you are you magnetize and attract things into your life. And it does take some action, but not the strugglicious action that's required at the lower levels of consciousness. And when you're driven by fear and guilt and anger and shame and just grief, the lower levels of this, the quality of human consciousness, there's no joy, there's no peace, there's no love in those lower level states when you must hustle and grind and get after everything that you want. But when you raise your internal level of consciousness, when you raise your internal quality of life in your mind, in your beliefs, in your emotions, and you become magnetic, and when you get clear about what you want, you start to draw it towards you, and you must take action, but it's inspired action. It's not strugglicious action. And guys, that's what I want to help you with at the beginning of this year. Now, when you go inside of yourself, and again, if you're a listener of this podcast, you are in tune, or you're learning to become in tune with what's happening in your mind and your body, in your internal being, okay? Now, your internal state of awareness, your internal state of consciousness, your internal quality of consciousness is what creates the external quality of consciousness that you'll observe. It's not what you want that you draw into your life, it's who you are. So when you change who you are in your mind and your body and your beliefs and your perspectives, then life rearranges itself outside of you. Your inner world creates your outer world. And when you're unaware of this, then you take massive, assertive, stressful, strugglicious action outside of you, because you're driven by pain or fear or lack of trust or lack of belief. You're driven by external circumstances instead of internal power that moves you forward into higher level circumstances. And if you're listening to this, you understand this. You've already tapped into this to some degree. Now, I want to share with you again the creation process. And the creation process is very simple. It's not always easy. It definitely requires some deep contemplative work, but it doesn't require massive work in the world. It requires some deep psychological, contemplative, introspective work to understand really what's going on inside of your mind and body. I'm going to share this creation process with you again. And then I'm gonna like help you understand the components of it, and then hopefully you can put it into useful practice and create an even more exceptional 2025 than you've ever experienced in 2024 or in the past. Now, a couple things. If we're to truly harness the creation process and your ability to create what you want in your life, if you really want to bring to being how powerful you truly are, if you truly want to understand the divine being and the divine nature of you, then you need to understand a couple things. First of all, is that experiences of your past, although you're no longer living there, experiences of your past have created a belief system. And your belief system is how you perceive life. You are literally living life through your belief system. A belief system that's left unchallenged will keep you in a continuing repetitive loop of circumstances and quality of life. Experiences have created your belief system. Maybe when you were a kid, when you were little and you were young, think about it. I want to, if you were holding up if your parent was holding up something that was blue, and before you understood what color was, if they would have pointed to that blue color and said, "This is green," you would have believed them because you didn't know any difference. And if they would have looked at green and said, "This is blue," you wouldn't have known any different. You would have gone through life, well, at least until school, you would have gone through life like thinking that green was blue and blue was green. And maybe somebody would have said, "No, you're colorblind." So now you're living through the belief system that you're colorblind. but you were just taught something that was incorrect. Well, when you experience people teaching you that making money is hard, that you have to work hard for your money, that you can't take a break, that money is security, that you're not valuable, you're not worthy, you're not deserving, you've got to earn everything. When people teach you these things, they're literally teaching you and gifting you a belief system that will create a more strugglicious life than is required. And a belief system that is left unchallenged will keep you stuck, and you will wonder why you're not making any progress. That's because when your beliefs are static, then so will your life be. And when your beliefs become dynamic and you start to choose higher level beliefs, that's when you can really upgrade and up level in all of your circumstances. So experiences in your life create a belief system. Your belief system creates your thoughts. Your thoughts, the thoughts that you think on a daily basis, are a product of your belief system. You think through your belief system. And what happens is when you have these thoughts, the average human being has around 120,000 thoughts per day, most of them unconscious, below the level of consciousness. When you have these thoughts create emotions in your body. These thoughts trigger fear, worry, doubt, anger, grief. Some thoughts trigger joy. Some thoughts trigger love. But if you look at society, most people are running away from expired circumstances out of fear, out of doubt, out of scarcity, out of these states of mental and emotional distress that they're under. Instead of creating something in their life, they're trying to avoid something in their life because their experiences have created a disempowered belief system. A disempowered belief system creates disempowering thoughts. Disempowering thoughts create disempowering emotions, and now you're acting out of lower level qualities of consciousness, state of consciousness, lower level emotions. And the hustle whores and the grind gurus, they leverage like those teachers, those guides, those mentors that don't help you understand what's happening in your mind and body. You can call it mindset and heart set. When those teachers just tell you to work harder and you're lazy if you're not working and you're not taking enough action, they are literally helping to hurt you. That's what they're doing, because they're not helping you understand really what's in your way. All they're helping you do is to do more of the same to continue to get the same results. And it ends up being a cycle of punishment instead of a cycle of empowerment. And you might eventually get what you want, but it's going to be at the expense of the quality of your life, the internal quality of your life. And you'll have a life wrecked, an internal state of being that's wrecked with and rife with stress and struggle and fear, anxiety. And that doesn't sound like a very fun way to live. Past experiences have created a belief system. Belief system creates thoughts. Thoughts create emotions. And emotions determine the quality of your actions. Emotions determine the quality of your actions. If you're dealing with empowering emotions, then you're dealing with empowering actions. If you're dealing with disempowered emotions, then you're dealing with disempowered actions. But here's what happens is when all of these are aligned, when you have empowered beliefs, which are creating empowered thoughts, which are creating empowered emotions, which create inspired and empowered action, then you get and you experience inspired and empowered circumstances. And this is the creation, the way we create as human beings. This is the way we create. When we get into an internal state of alignment in our belief system, in our thoughts, in our emotions, and in our actions, then we see the outcome of that alignment. Whatever is aligned in that way becomes real. If there's a disempowered belief that creates a disempowered thought, that creates a disempowered emotion, that creates a disempowered action, but those are in alignment, you will recognize the disempowered outcome of that alignment. Whatever's aligned in you, you will see come true. And you want to see what you believe, look at your circumstances. Wherever there's margin in your circumstances, wherever there's excess in your circumstances, you'll see your beliefs. Wherever there's lack in your circumstances, you'll see what's in your beliefs. That's what you believe. What you believe is available and possible for you is showing up in your life. And an unchallenged belief system will keep you in that current state of reality and future state of reality. Now, we can take this concept about a belief, a thought, an emotion, and an action being aligned, and we can put it into what I call the creation process. And the creation process is a 3-step process that'll help you create anything you want in your life. They're the 3 C's: clarity, certainty, and commitment. The reason most people in this world, on this planet, don't have what they want is because they don't know what they want. They're not clear about what they want. They know for sure what they don't want, but they don't understand what they do want. And this is why I started out this episode with creating a vision for your life. Because if you don't focus, if you don't have something that you can focus on that you do want, you'll always focus on what you don't want. And that's disempowering. So the first step in the creation process is getting really, really clear about what it is you want in your life. Now, once you're clear, we move into the process of, I call it certainty. And what it is clearing out the disempowered belief system, clearing out the disempowering thoughts, clearing out the disempowering emotions, resolving all of that internal conflict. And when you do, when you have empowered beliefs, empowered thoughts, and empowered emotions, then you'll feel it as a state of certainty that your clarity is just like, it's just ready to be unlocked. When you, not your clarity, but the objects of your clarity, the circumstances of your clarity. Once you're clear about what you want and you attain a level of certainty, it's almost if the feeling in your body and the experience in your body is that it's already true. And when you feel and believe and think and experience and rest in a state that it's already true, and you feel its presence in your life, then it's just a matter of remaining committed until it shows up, which is the last C. But that middle C, the certainty, in my experience working with tons of people, that is the most challenging aspect of this entire process, is because it's in that certainty, or in the lack of certainty, where fear and worry and doubt and anxiety and stress and struggle and disbelief, all of these are present in that second C, the certainty. And if any of those exist, worry, doubt, fear, struggle, stress, anxiety, if any of those are present when you're trying to create whatever you want to create in your clarity, the objects of your clarity, then you are creating resistance in this world that doesn't truly exist. And it's your inner state. It's your inner state of the mind, your beliefs, your emotions that are creating the resistance. The resistance isn't there. It's what's happening in you that's creating the resistance that you experience in your life. And as we do some mindfulness work, and as we challenge our belief system, and as we challenge the thoughts and the emotions that we have, as we clear out the internal conflict and the internal clutter, you create a quality of certainty inside of your mind and body. And that's when you will be at your most powerful. And that's when your actions will become empowered and inspired. Now, when we move into commitment, there's 3 parts of the commitment process, and all 3 parts are equally as powerful. The first is take an inspired action. Inspired and empowered action. This doesn't mean you need to take massive action and you need to struggle and you need to stress and you need to like go above and beyond and kill yourself. It just means you need to find what you feel like would be, and you perceive would be the easiest way to tap into the objects of your clarity, to tap into life, to tap into the universe, and take action in that direction. But always look for the easiest way, the path of least resistance. Let the hustle whores and grind gurus take the path of most resistance. Once you're clear and once you're certain, the path of least resistance, because you'll be so personally powerful inside, the path of least resistance will open up opportunities that didn't exist before with inspired action, not strugglicious action. The first step in commitment is just taking inspired action through the path of least resistance. The second step is being patient, remaining patient in the process. If you ever feel a sense of impatience, it's because you've lost certainty. So it's remaining patient in the process. The what you want is up to you, but the how and the when is not. So remain patient. And maybe the challenges and the obstacles that you need to learn, that you need to work through, they'll show up. You'll be able to work through it, and you'll be able to pivot. You'll be able to learn, and you'll be able to act, continue to act. You'll be able to learn. You'll be able to revise your plan. You can just keep making adjustments, but don't do it at the expense of your clarity and certainty. Just remain patient, remain in inspired action, and just keep doing what feels awesome for you from a place of certainty. And the last step is just receiving, just allowing it into your life. Oftentimes when somebody's used to a struggle and has a routine struggle in their life, repetitive routine struggle that's cyclical, and it seems like it's always present, or it goes away for a period and then comes back. When people are used to stress and struggle, when people are used to having some lack in their life, when people are used to having some sense of chaos or some sense of struggle, then the absence of it will almost make life feel boring or dull or like there's something missing, because it becomes part of their identity. And someone who's used to chaos in their life, peace feels like boredom. So if that big, hairy issue goes away, then you might feel like something's missing, and you won't allow goodness to come into your life. Allow what you want to come into your mind and in your body. Feel it into your mind and body. Embody the circumstances. That means that you already possess it inside of you. Embody the new circumstances. Walk around as if the new circumstances are already true. Embody it. Allow it into your life. Feel wealthy. Feel successful. Feel healthy. Feel impactful. Let it into your body. Let it into your mind. Let yourself receive it before there's evidence of its materialization. Receive it, allow it, and take inspired action from that place where you've already allowed it into your life. And that's the process of commitment. The creation process: get clear about what you want, attain a level of certainty, and just keep moving forward from a place of commitment. Take inspired action, being patient in the process, and just receiving before there's evidence, and taking delivery before there's evidence of its materialization. And this is the creation process. And guys, this only works every single time. If you're not getting what you want in the life, it's because some part of that creation process is not, it's meeting some resistance inside of you, not outside of you, inside of you. Because all wealth and success starts from the inside out. Inside out, the inner game of wealth, the inner game of success. And people who have mastered their circumstances have mastered the inner game of their circumstances. And the inner game of their circumstances masters the outer game. Guys, I have last year, over the last couple of years, I've done a series of workshops. And they weren't really a series, but it was a workshop called the Choose Your Destiny Vision Intensive. And I've done them here in St. Louis, where's my home base. And I've also done them done one in New Orleans, Louisiana. And there were a lot of students who cycled through those Choose Your Destiny intensives that they left a different version of themselves. They walked in. It's a 2-day workshop. And from that Choose Your Destiny Vision Intensive, a lot of lives changed and a lot of upgrades happened, and the quality of life improved and the quality of their circumstances leveled up. Their feeling of empowerment, their feeling of personal power, their feeling of confidence and trust increased over 2 days, and it continued as they continued to do more work, continued to level up and grow as they continued to do more work. And over the last couple of years, I've done a few of these, and we were going to do one every quarter, but this year, so far, all we have is one plan, and that's January 10th and 11th, 2025, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. This is a 2-day Choose Your Destiny Vision Intensive. We call it Choose Your Destiny because aligned people, inspired people, empowered people choose your destiny while everybody else chases their destiny. They chase goals. They chase outcomes. But by getting internally powerful, we choose our outcomes. Guys, I would love to invite you to this next Choose Your Destiny Vision Intensive. And this episode drops on January 2nd. The dates again are January 10th and 11th, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And I've been advertising it and I've been teasing it on Facebook and I've been talking about it, but it's time to hit the gas. I got room for 30 people in this room. And there's already a good number of seats taken. I've got room for 30 people. I keep it small and intimate so we can have one-on-one interaction, one-on-one engagement, so that we can interact, so that we can interplay, so that we can work with each other, and I can work with you to really help you unlock what's inside of you trying to get out and help you level up in the quality of your consciousness. I would love to have you in this room if you're interested in making the year 2025 the best year of your life from a place of ease and peace and love and joy and confidence and courage and commitment instead of stress, struggle, anxiety, panic, fear, doubt, worry. I would love to invite you to Choose Your Destiny Vision Intensive. I'm going to put a link in the show notes to the intensive. You can see details. You can see who's the target audience for it. And within the details, you can see what we're going to do, the work we're going to do together, and you can see details of the logistics of the when, the what, the how we're going to manage, or where we're going to have the intensive, and kind of what we're going to do over the course of 2 days. If you're interested, click that link. Get started. I don't know if we're going to run another one of these, and I'm not saying that out of scarcity and sales tactic. I literally don't know if we're going to do any more live intensives this year. We might just do virtual intensives, and we did a couple of them last year. They're a lot of fun too. But if you're interested in really leveling up, come spend 2 days with me just outside of St. Louis, and I guarantee you, when you leave this room, when you leave my room, you will leave a different, more inspired, more empowered, upgraded version of you. And who wouldn't want that? Click the link, get clear about the details, and listen, if it feels like a fit for you, just don't even hesitate. Just hit the link and register and get started. And I'll see you in St. Louis on January 10th.